Well, for the second, a couple weeks ago, we started up. It's a tag team match. Holla, 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 player. If you
Holla, player.
will. It's myself, LC Muscles 28. But have no fear. We're going to make this a great show, as always.
Yes, sir.
Week 11, 4 Horsemen to Pick'em starts right about
now.
On. Two plus 2 equals 4. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Football freaks, Gridiron geeks, have no fear. 2 out of the 4 Horsemen are here in the flesh. Baby, what's going on, everybody? I, of course, am your host with the most, representing the Aqua and the Orange. Hey, Pistol 90, Alex Putnam. Who this week, we got to go up against those.
Yeah.
Joining me as always, who was in Pittsburgh this past Sunday as they defeated the Green Bay mother-loving Packers, LC Muscles 28.
Yes, I was there. I got some celery. I got a lot of stuff.
You got some what?
I got some stuff, though, including a souvenir cup. I got one of the souvenir cup. I got a brand new terrible towel, especially for the salute to service. I also have another one for breast cancer awareness I got when I was there. So here's my brand new terrible towel. If you saw that, yeah, man. I had this with me in the stands. The terrible towel. I know I will have a video planned for all the stuff I did, like all my videos of the Steeler game and all the other stuff. It was just a lot to do. I was just insanely packed. Nice. I did post a lot of pictures on my YouTube channel. If you did not check it out. I posted a lot of my pictures, though. Got to see the Penguins win in PPG paints, and I got to see the Steelers win in Heinz Field.
It's still Heinz Field to me.
It's still Heinz Field to me, damn it. And I was very happy. It was a great overall vacation, but traveling, the flights.
Yeah, I heard you said something about that.
I'm not flying. I'm not flying American Airlines ever again, or connecting flights ever again. It was not good. 2.5 hours. I was delayed 2.5 hours for over 2.5 hours to where I went through to Charlotte. And then I had to stay overnight because they did not have a flight that went out to Pittsburgh. And then I had to go in the morning from Charlotte to Pittsburgh. I was able to get there in time. And then after that, coming back, my flight had one of the pilot staff had COVID. So couldn't get the flight out that I wanted to. So I had to be in Philly, go from Pittsburgh to Philly, stay there for over 5 hours, and then finally fly back home.
Jesus.
Philly's airport, yeah, not fun.
That sounds brutal. But hey, at least you had fun.
I had a great time in Pittsburgh. I got some great pictures, got to meet some cool people, had a great host, so I got to meet some people there that I knew. They were great.
Did you see Steel 58?
No, I did not see Steel 58. I actually found a video. I sent it to A-Bomb. I actually saw A-Bomb. I was saying it's another game where Steel 58 was not there. The TV fan himself is not there. I was waiting for him, though. I had a video that I was trying to film while I was out there, but I didn't get it. That just turned out really bad. So I'm like, it turned out choppy, so I didn't do it. But the other one, when I was at the stadium and after they won, that was better than when I sent that to A-Bomb. So,
very nice.
So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Finally, everything works, even though flying is going to be on the wait for a little while. I don't think I'm flying anywhere anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. For the most part. Maybe once after school's over, but right now, I'm just staying here. I like it here. Even though one thing I will say, I actually lucked out weather-wise. I lucked out.
Oh,
I actually was not too bad. It was only it was in the 50s mostly. It was in the 50s.
That's t-shirt
for November. November weather in the 50s wasn't too bad. It actually was nice. The only time it got really cold was when I left. It was 31.
No, for us, that's t-shirt and shorts weather.
Yeah.
50 degrees.
Yeah, it was nice,
above t-shirt and shorts weather. Come on now.
Oh, I know.
Come on, somebody.
I know. So
all right.
Great,
now, let's get on to week number 11. Now, before we get into that, teams on bye this week, because I know someone's going to yell at me if I don't say it. The Atlanta Falcons, Cincinnati, or the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, the New England Patriots, and the Indianapolis Colts. If you're a fan of those 4 teams, you're going to have to wait until next week.
Sweet.
Tiny Tim will not be joining us this week because he is going to be very busy at his work for the next couple days, but I do have his picks. Steel Sermon, Yenzer Mack, his picks, I believe, video drops tomorrow.
No, it actually did drop today, but the problem was it was filmed before one of the big stories, which we'll get into.
We will get into that, but we do have a special guest joining us.
Okay, I do not know who the special guest is.
You don't know who it is, but he has been on the show before.
All right. Okay.
Everybody's favorite Bengals fan, Dashy.
Hey, what's up, Dashy?
Not much. I have to look. I already looked at my last notes for my picks, and I already came prepared because tomorrow's my team's in action, which I will be streaming live on my channel.
Yes, he will.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, he will. Dashy Sports. Make sure you look it up. It's gonna be a hell of a game starting out.
Let's start right away with it.
Start out right away. Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens. This game is in Baltimore.
Yes,
and from what I'm seeing right here, the Ravens are 3.5-point favorites.
You're right. One for one.
One for one. Let's go. Referee for this game is
Adrian Hill.
And because it's on Amazon Prime, you got Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit on the call. You all know the rules.
Save me for last.
Save the Bengals fan for last. All right. So, actually, you know what? Let's hear what Lucas has to say because this is his division.
This is the AFC North. This is my division, and it is a division matchup. Let's take a look at some of the recent matchups. I actually did some notes, though. One thing while I was waiting in the airport in Philly was I was able to complete my notes for this week on some stats. So, Cincinnati Bengals versus Baltimore Ravens line is at 3.5 for Baltimore Ravens. That are the favorite. Ravens lead the overall series 29-27. The Bengals have won 4 of their last 6 versus the Ravens. And even though the Ravens won in week 2, 27-24, the one problem that does scare me about the Bengals, though, is they're 1-4 in their last 5 road games versus the Ravens, which is concerning a little bit. The Bengals and Ravens in prime time are definitely going to be a show, that's for sure. This is a matchup of 2 playoff teams last year as well. The Ravens and Bengals both lost in heartbreaking fashion last week as well. They lost with game-winning field goals. And you want to know what the funny thing about the Texans-Bengals game is? Matt Amendola, the guy who kicked the game-winning field goal, he got put on the practice squad Monday.
Oh, why did they sign somebody else?
I think Fairbairn's
back.
Yep, Kai Fairbairn is back, so that's why. So how do you go from making the game-winning field goal to going back on the practice squad? That just seems pretty bad.
Well, I mean, they have got faith in their guy, so it's
true. But this is going to be interesting to say at least. One thing I will say though, about this series though, is I think that this series is going to be a dogfight. I think both these teams do desperately need a win. The Baltimore Ravens need a win badly just because they do need to keep themselves in the lead of the AFC North. But the thing is, though, I'm really liking Cincinnati here because the one thing that Cincinnati does, though, is they do play well, though, on the road in short weeks. They do play pretty well in Thursday night games, especially under Joe Burrow. So with that being said, I was actually going to look up Joe Burrow's record on Thursday night. So Thursday night football, though, he has a 2-1 record, though, and he had against a division opponent, though, on the road, he did lose, which does hurt it, though. So that does hurt a little bit, though. He lost to the Browns on a Thursday night game, but he does fare pretty well passing-wise, so I think there will be plenty of points scored. But in the end, They do look. The Bengals may look good, but I'm really gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh.
I think at the end of the day, the Baltimore Ravens are a stronger team at home. The Bengals 1-4 against their last road game. 1-4 in their last road games against the Ravens, and I think this may be the Ravens' last win for a while. I don't see the Ravens winning a little while. I think the Ravens are going to go through a struggle here. And this is the thing is they usually do well against. They do well right before their bye or right before the second half of the season, and then they always tumble. So I think this is their last win that they get realistically for a while. And I'm going to say the Baltimore Ravens win this game. It's going to be a tough one, but I think the Baltimore Ravens get the job done. Final score of 27-24. Give me the Ravens as much as
now. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time, by the way. Please sponsor me. $121.
Okay, that sounds right. That sounds
Tim, here's what Tim had to say about this game. Baltimore's defense will be just a little too much for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, although he'll make those Ravens work for it. He's got the Ravens 35-31. This is I'm going to be honest, this game lost a little bit of luster with both teams lost last week. The Bengals, let's be honest, Ashley, looked bad on defense, while the Ravens blew a fourth quarter lead in losing to the Browns. And I think Lamar Jackson will get back on the right track against the Bengals defense that was absolutely shredded last week. So I'm going to go with the Ravens to get the win. I got the Ravens winning by a final score of 31-24. Quote the Raven. Nevermore. You heard what I had to say. You heard what LC had to say. You heard what Tim had to say through text. So, Bengals fan, Dashy, the floor is yours.
All right. So, my questions get stone cold ready for this.
Oh.
When the Ravens beat us the first time in Cincinnati, you know the stats. They beat us the first time in Cincinnati, beat them, smack them back in Baltimore in 2004.
What?
They shut us out the first time in Cincinnati in 2017. Beat them in Baltimore the second time in 2017.
What?
That's all I got to say for that. Right. So, the T-shirt I'm wearing, that was the same way the Baltimore Ravens were up by the first time we met them back in 96 in Baltimore, which we came back for down 21-3, and we beat them 24-21 in Baltimore. Now, this is my best game of the week, in my opinion, so you may want to play that quip.
This is your...
That is right. This is my game of the week. So, I think this could go either way, but I hate to say this. We lost to the Ravens the first time in Cincinnati. I think we'll get them back in Baltimore this time around. Giving the Bengals to win this one because I think Evan McPherson will kick a game-winning field goal as time expires. Give me the Bengals.
There we go. All right. Before we get to the next game, we got a super. Joshua Cook with a 15er saying, "Hey, Pezzle, so happy that the Colts won in Germany. I hope you get the chance to invite me on in the future and look for my picks during Cassie versus everyone later tonight." Joshua Cook, you're definitely on the lookout. We'll have you on the show very soon. Thank you so much for the super. All right.
Heck yeah, now, man. Thank you so much.
Moving on to the Sunday slate of games. Well, since he's not here, well, we might as well just get this one out of the way. As it is the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. This game is in Carolina. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Cowboys, where the hell are you? Cowboys and Panthers, 10.5 point favorites.
You're right again. 2 for 2.
2 for 2. How do you do? All right. Referee for this game is
Clay Martin.
And the announcers for this game are Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson. No surprise, they got the A team.
I'm surprised the A team's on this call in this game.
I know, me too. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time. Cowboys travel big, and this price is proof of that. $252.
$250 to see the Cowboys play the Panthers.
$252.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that just boggles my mind. I find it mind bending. So yeah, Cowboys and Panthers. Who you guys got and why?
I'll go first on this one. So this is I have this as my spread of the week because Cowboys are favored by 10.5. So I think the Cowboys will cover. So I got the Cowboys winning this one. I think the Panthers will put up a big fat goose egg in this one.
A big fat goose egg.
So give me the Cowboys to win 35-0. Jimmy Johnson, how about them Cowboys?
That's right. Let's hear Jimmy.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
All right. Well, the Cowboys bounce back from their Eagles loss in a big way by blowing out those New York Football Giants. Panthers lost to the Bears on Thursday, and their offense is anemic and can't get anything going. That's not good against that Cowboys defense with 11 from heaven, Micah Parsons. You still got Leighton Vander Esch. You got all those players on defense. Dak Prescott is also playing well. I got the Cowboys big. Give me Dallas 34-14. Let me hear Jimmy one more time.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Gotta get the Tiny Tim's picks.
I'll save him for last because he's the
Cowboy fan. So
that's right.
Cowboys versus Panthers. Cowboys lead this series overall 10-5. Cowboys are 4-2 in their last 6 road games versus Carolina. The one thing that does surprise me out this series, though, the Panthers have held the Cowboys to an average of 19.3 points at home in their last 6 games at home against Dallas. And for me, I'm actually going to take a Matt quote here, and I'm going to say, it's a trap. It's a trap game.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I think this is a trap game. I think this is a trap game for the Cowboys. After being up on the Giants, I think they're going to completely overlook the Panthers. And the Panthers, their only win this year was at home. And guess what happened the last time the Panthers played the Cowboys at home? In 2018, they won 16-8.
16-8?
16-8. They won. And that was...
Sounds like a baseball score.
Yeah, it does sound like a baseball score. But Dak Prescott, that was his last game in Carolina. And he only had 170 yards passing with 0 touchdowns there. They had to rely on an Ezekiel Elliott touchdown. And that was their only score of the game, while Carolina had a pretty good game. And it was where Cam Newton was still playing, and they did not score much. I think this is definitely a trap game. Like, I think people are saying the Cowboys win a blowout. Hold on about that. I think the Panthers will actually cover the spread here. I'm actually taking the Panthers to cover the spread. But Dallas will still win this. But Dallas cannot overlook the Panthers. They did hold Houston to 12 points at home. No, it's 13 points. I'm sorry. They held Houston to 13 points at home, who CJ Stroud is definitely the front runner for Rookie of the Year. If they could hold him to 13 points, they could hold the Cowboys in check. I think the Cowboys will win this game, but I do expect the Panthers to cover the spread. My final score is actually going to be 26-20. Give me the Cowboys to win this one.
All right. Here's what Tiny Tim has to say about his Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers. He says, and I quote, Bryce Young has yet another tough challenge that might be just a little bit too much. Cowboys defense will dominate. I see Micah Parsons getting at least 3 sacks. And also, I see CeeDee Lamb getting his 4th straight game with at least 10 receptions and at least 150 receiving yards. He has the Cowboys over the Panthers, obviously, 45-17, and he wants to hear Jimmy.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Wow.
I'm surprised this is not his lock of the week, honestly. I'm surprised he didn't say that this is his lock of the week.
I'm surprised not, man.
It's not. Next game on the list we have is the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. This game is in Detroit. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Lions are 8-point favorites.
They actually went down to 7.5.
7.5, 2 for 3. That's okay.
You know what's crazy, though, is this line originally started with Lions 10.5.
10?
It was actually 10.5. Now I dropped this week to 7.5, which I'm actually legitimately surprised about.
Damn. That's surprising. Referee for this game,
Scott Novak.
And you got Adam Amin and Mark Schlereth on the call. This game is on Fox. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time, $209.
I'm surprised. That sounds about right. Detroit's getting hot. They want to go see the Lions in Detroit. And it's right before Thanksgiving.
Look what Gary says.
Garrett Bear, no.
Mr. Garrett Bear said Buffalo Bills can go fuck. He ain't watching for the rest of the season. He actually has. All right, so I'm going to go first in this one.
Go right ahead.
So the Lions, who would have thought this? The Lions are legitimate Super Bowl contenders. Who honestly would have thought that at the beginning of the season? I sure as hell did not. While the Bears are playing on, they're hanging on by a thread. They could have Justin Fields back from injury, but honestly, it's not going to matter. The Lions are playing at a high level, particularly on offense. So look for that to continue. I have the Lions big over the Bears, 31-10. And the Lions are my lock of
and
the
this
week.
is my stone cold lock of the century. Or the week.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll actually go next on this one. Bears and Lions series. Here's the series. The Bears lead this series actually overall 104, 77, and 5. There were actually 5 ties. The Lions are 2-3 in their last 5 home games versus the Bears. And the Bears are 4-1 their last 5 games against the Lions on the road, which actually is surprising to say the least. Bears have dominated this series as of recently, but Detroit's time is now the turnaround. I think Detroit as the much better team overall. Detroit got a great win against Los Angeles Chargers. I was actually watching it in a bar where I was at. So that was pretty cool. The Lions had a pretty good game overall. But the problem is their defense definitely let the Chargers in way too much. I think the Lions defense will get themselves back on track and hold Chicago in check. Give me the Detroit Lions to win this game by a final score of, I'm going to say 34-17. Give me the Detroit Lions to win this game.
Dashy, what say you?
I agree with everything you guys are saying, but here's the difference. Justin Fields will be playing in this game, so I still think the Lions will win, but I think they'll win by 2 touchdowns here. This is not my lock. I'm saving it for another game, so give me the Lions to win this one. One pride.
And here's what Tiny Tim has to say about this. Justin Fields is a good QB, but he just has bad mojo around him. Lions have great offense, which will make it too much for the Bears. He has the Lions winning as well. 30-17. He has the Detroit Lions. Next game on the list, we got the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game is in Jacksonville. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Jaguars are a whole touchdown favorite, 7-point favorites.
They are 6.5.
Oh, went down just a little bit. Oh,
just a tad bit. Yeah,
2 for 4.
Don't worry, you'll get back at it.
It's okay. It's all right. Referee for this game is?
Referee for Titans and Jaguars is Brad Rogers.
And the calling of the game, it's a spirit with decision to go in for the touchdown. Wonderful, miraculous, spectacular play by Trevor Lawrence. Wow. And Anna Marcelletta as well. Tim, let's see what Tim has to say about this one first. Titans are a dumpster fire. Trevor Lawrence has been struggling, but he should have no problem here. He has the Jaguars 31-24 over the Titans. Okay.
I'll go next on this one. Hey, Pistol, you already know what I'm going to say. So a certain fruit. So we might as well want to play that first.
Oh, you're right. We haven't played all week. So you know what?
Ooh, banana.
So that's what I think about this game. This game could be closer than expected because here's the thing. The Titans are going to make the Jaguars work for it. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Jaguars win, but I think the Titans will cover. Give it the Jaguars to win this one and bounce back the big times. I got the Jaguars to win this one in close.
Okay. LC, what say you?
Jaguars and Titans. Titans lead this overall series 34-23. Titans are 3-2 in their last 5 road games versus the Jaguars. The only thing that does concern with the Jaguars is how awfully they play against the 49ers. They looked absolutely terrible. And hey, so that one Jaguars player that said, "Oh, the terrible towels are nothing," that curse is coming back to haunt you. Slowly but surely.
Oh, yes,
Slowly but surely it is. You may avoid it this week, but trust me, it's coming to you. Do you hear that one sound clip that they also had like during the thing? Like Trevor Lawrence was mic'd up with Nick Bosa was in there. It's like they don't know what they're doing, and then Trevor Lawrence goes, "You're right, we don't know what we're doing." That's a little concerning if you're Trevor Lawrence and saying that. I think the Titans definitely have a chance to play spoiler here. I think the Jaguars, though, will get the job done, but this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I think this is a lower scoring game. I think the Titans defense holds the Jaguars in check, and I think the Jaguars will barely pull this one out. My final score is going to be Jaguars, I'm going to say 17, Titans 16. Give me the Jaguars. I think
lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $50, by the way, for this game.
Yeah, that makes sense. It is an AFC South matchup, and $50 makes absolutely all the sense in this one.
Yeah. Let's be honest. The Titans are playing their 3rd consecutive road game. Let's be honest. That is absolutely brutal for them, especially when it comes to traveling. That's just brutal, man.
No, it is.
Jaguars are coming off a terrible showing against the 49ers at home, so they will be looking to extract some revenge against those Tennessee Titans. Their offense has struggled this season, but I think they will get it going here. I think the Mayo Man will make them a little bit more competitive than a lot of people say, but in the end of the day, I'm going to get the Jaguars to get the job done at home. 27-17, Duval. All right, next game on the list. Ooh. Well, LC, it's your turn.
Hey,
it's Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. This game is in Cleveland. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Browns are 1-point favorite?
You're right. This game has moved so many times. It's insane. Literally, over the course of this week, ever since Deshaun Watson got announced he had season surgery, this line has moved at least 7 times throughout the day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was originally Browns -4, then Browns -2.5, then Browns -1, then Steelers -1, then Steelers -1.5, then Browns -0.5 point, and now Browns -1.
Dang. Up and down all around.
It's nuts.
AFC North competition, if you will. Referee for this game is.
We actually got a good one this week. Sean Hockley.
Ooh, one of the better ones.
Yes, sir.
And on the call on CBS, you got Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time, $229.
That makes sense. I'll be right back. I just grab Penny real quick. So
that's right. We got to save. We got to save the. Obviously, got to save the Steelers fan for last. I guess. Let's see what Tiny Tim has to say about this one first. Steelers and Browns. Just saw that Deshaun Watson was down with a season-ending injury. Soldier surgery. The downward spiral starts here for the Browns. He's got the Steelers 28-13.
I'll go next on this one because this one involves my division.
That's right.
So, I gotta say this. I know a lot of classist Browns fans. I feel bad for the real diehard ones. Even though I don't celebrate these in the injury. If you wish injury on my players, that's karma right there.
That's right.
And now the Browns realize they don't have Deshaun Watson for the rest of the season.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers to win this one because the Browns, their collapse starts here. Let's be real. I got the Steelers winning in this one over the Browns with these. If you don't like that, I'll let Mike Thomas is my word for me.
Oh, that's right. If you don't like it, Mike Tomlin has 4 words for you.
We do not care.
That's right. So, with Deshaun Watson being out, this makes it a much tougher game for the Browns. But this team is all about defense and running the football. That, I think, will play out here against the Steelers team that has some issues on offense and stopping the run. But at the end of the day, I believe it's Dorian Thompson-Robinson getting his first start. DTR season, second start. DTR season is full swing in Cleveland. It won't matter here. I'm actually going to go with the Steelers to get the job done because, let's be honest, the Browns are without Deshaun Watson. They're without Nick Chubb. They're without a lot of their key players. Their defense is still elite, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the favorites. I'm going to go with the Steelers to get the job done over the Browns. 24-17. Here we go with the towels and stuff. All right. You heard what I had to say. You heard what Tim had to say via chat. You heard what Dashy had to say. LC.
So, Steelers versus Browns. Oh boy. Let me get into my notes for Steelers versus Browns. Steelers versus Browns. Pittsburgh leads the Steelers overall 81-62-1 with one tie. Steelers are 4 out of their last 5 winners against the Browns. Browns have won 3 of their last 5 at home. They tied once and 1 loss against the Steelers in their last 4 games. Even though Ben was dominant against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, it's been tough to find someone that's really dominant. This will be Kenny Pickett's actual first start in Cleveland because last year it was Mitch Trubisky year in that poor showing, though. Unfortunately, last year in Cleveland. This time, Kenny Pickett gets his first road start in Cleveland, but he does know Cleveland pretty well. Over 2 starts, he has not lost against them.
Nope.
And I think with the Browns starting Dorian Robinson-Thompson for this game, I think that was a big mistake. I think they should have gone with PJ Walker. I think he probably would have been the better guy for this game. There are some things, though, that do concern me, though. The Browns do have one of the best pass defenses in the league. So the Steelers, what you need to do is be able to run the ball down their throats, just like you did against the Green Bay Packers when I was in Pittsburgh last week.
Yep.
You really don't need to pass on the Browns. You need to be able to beat them on the ground, run the ball down their throat. The Browns gave up over 4.8 yards per carry last week to the Baltimore Ravens. And I think that the Steelers used Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris effectively and use the run game mostly, then go to the pass when needed. I think the Steelers got a great shot at winning this game. I think the Browns will keep it close, and I think the Steelers will play a little ugly football, but when Mike Tomlin comes down to AFC North football, he knows when to turn up.
Yep.
Mike Tomlin really does not take the Browns lightly ever. He really doesn't. Even though they've had some bad Browns teams, he really does not play down to them often. He'll play down to them once in a while, but realistically, since he's been the head coach in 2007, Tomlin knows how to take care of the Browns. I'm going to pick my Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game. I think that they get the job done overall. My final score is going to be Pittsburgh 28, Cleveland 21. Actually, no, sorry, not 21. 28-20. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to get the job done against the Browns. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And, oh, yeah, it was amazing also after the game to see Tom Grossi wave that terrible towel. That was hilarious. I loved every bit of that.
That was absolutely marvelous. And if you don't like that, Mike Tomlin has 4 words for you.
We do not care.
That's right. Here's an interesting stat that I just saw on Twitter. When Deshaun Watson returns in 2024, he will have played just 12 games since 2020.
That's insane.
12
games. Oh
2001, he sat out the entire season. 2022, he was suspended for 11 games. He played 6. This year, he only played 6 games. Crazy.
Joe Barry giving us 300 yards to a Canada offense. I would love to see it, Zach. I would love to see it. And the Steelers have also been outgained every single game this year, but yet they're 6-3. Same record as the Miami Dolphins.
That is true. That is true. All right, next game on the list we have Let's go to this game next, as it is the Los Angeles Chargers and the Green Bay Mother Lovin' Packers. This game is in Lambeau Field at the frozen tundra, even though it's November and it's probably going to be like 40 degrees or whatever. Chargers, 3-point favorites.
That line has not changed all week. Yep, that is correct. Back on track again, so 2 in a row again.
There we go. Referee for this game is?
Referee is John Hussey.
And you got Kevin Kugler and Mark Dirty Butt Fumble Sanchez on the call. Here's what Tim has to say about this game.
What's the lowest price, though?
Oh, lowest ticket price on Game Time is $96.
$96 isn't bad for Packers. That's not bad.
Too bad. Chargers and Packers. He says it's very simple. Justin Herbert is greater than Jordan Love.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Is he wrong?
No, he's not. 21-20. He's got the Chargers, and he wants to hear Arnold.
And now go Chargers,
Yeah.
go.
I'll let LC go next.
Sure.
This is interesting. This series is interesting between Chargers and Packers. All time, Packers lead the series 10-2. Chargers have only won one game in Green Bay in their entire history.
Just once.
Just once. And that was October 7th, 1984. And the Packers, despite the fact that they're this bad right now, they do have a good history going against the Chargers. They average 27 points per game at home against the Chargers.
Ooh.
Which actually is surprising about this series. I think this game is an offensive shooter. I do not see much defense being played here. Just like the Chargers just gave up 41 to the Lions, I think they gave up at least 30 to the Packers. I think this game is going to be a offense-heavy game. I think Jordan Love and Justin Fields will light up on the scoreboard, but in the end, I think that the Chargers will finally get their first win in almost 30 years against actually almost 40 years now. They're 39 years without being the Chargers. Without being the Packers on the road. First time in 39 years they get the win in Green Bay. My final score is going to be Chargers 33, Packers 30 in a high-scoring affair. If you see the over-under for this game, I'm 100% smashing that over at 44. And let's hear that Terminator.
Let's hear the Terminator.
And now go Chargers, go.
No, sorry, I meant Herbert's going to get the chance to the win. And Love's going to put up great point. Love will put up a lot of points, but Justin Herbert's going to get the job done at the end of the day.
That's right.
Saving last. I'll go last on this one.
Sounds good. All right. This is a game featuring two teams that desperately need a victory, or else they're screwed. Let's be honest. Both were expected to be better teams than they are, yet here they are in a must-win situation for both of them. Justin Herbert came alive last week in a big way against those Detroit Lions, but the defense for the Chargers is an absolute mess. On the other side, the Packers. Last week, LC, you saw it live in person. They were in shambles.
The Packers, they really just don't have a true offensive identity, and that means their wide receiver core. They were able to get a few splash plays, but let's be honest, that was without Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Without Minkah Fitzpatrick, I think the Steelers would. I think with Minkah Fitzpatrick, the Packers would have been completely lost on how they actually play. Yep. But I think the Packers, though, realistically don't have a true receiving threat.
No, they don't.
Christian Watson is definitely disappointing.
They probably will next year with if they get someone like a T. Higgins or somebody like that.
They need to get someone. T. Higgins would not be a bad pickup for that.
Dashy, what do you think about that? Dashy, T. Higgins on the Packers. Maybe not. Okay, this will be a shootout as Herbert and the Chargers win a close one. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Go Chargers, go over the Packers. 31-28. Terminator.
Now go Chargers, go.
All right, so this is it's a trap game of the week.
Trap.
There you go.
So Chargers, they're coming and get on fire on all cylinders, but it if I'm a Chargers, I wouldn't be overlooking the Packers because it doesn't matter if you're the San Diego Chargers or Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers always struggle in Lambeau Field. That's been their personal house of horrors. I think the Chargers win this one, but I think the Packers make a close. I think the Chargers just avoids the trap. I got the Chargers winning. Terminator, and now go Chargers, go.
That's right.
And now go Chargers, go.
There we go. Next game on the list. Ooh, this one could be interesting. Got someone that's making their second start since coming back from injury and currently one of the top quarterbacks in the league right now, as it is the Arizona Cardinals and the Houston Texans. This game is in H-Town. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Houstons 5.
You mean you mean the Texans, not the Houstons? The
Houston Texans are 5-point favorites.
They actually dropped.
You know what I'm saying?
Hate to break it to you, but they went down to 4.5. Unfortunately,
Right, so I did the spinneroonie for nothing. Okay, cool. Referee for this game is
referee for the Houston Texans and the Cardinals is going to be Alex Kemp.
You got Tom McCarthy, James Lofton, and Jay Feely on the call. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time, $45.
$45. That's actually
$45.
That's
actually surprising.
I'll go first on this one. So, I look at my notes. I have yet to pick one team this entire season, and this is the first time I'm picking them to win a game this season. I'm going to the Cardinals to win this game. This is not my upset. I've got a better game for that. So I got the Arizona Cardinals winning this one. I think the Texans, they're probably overlooking the Cardinals a little bit. So the Cardinals, baby, will win this one. So give me Arizona Cardinals to win this game. So first time all season, I'm picking the Cardinals.
Wow.
This is not my upset.
Very nice. He's got the Cardinals, baby. Classic. Yeah, Texans are flying high after beating the Bengals on the road last week. Cardinals got Kyler Murray back last week, and he played pretty well against those Dirty Bird Atlanta Falcons. The Cardinals have stayed in a lot of games this season, and this will be no different. It's going to be close, but at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Texans because CJ Stroud is freaking elite. That guy is going to be special for years to come. I'm actually really glad that Texans got him and not the Panthers because, he's going to be exactly what the Houston Texans need. So I'm going to go with the Texans to get the job done over the Cardinals, 24-14. Give me Houston. Let's see what Tim has to say about this one. CJ Stroud is quickly becoming a shoo-in for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's now in conversation for league MVP. Cardinals just got lucky last week, but this is not going to be that week. He's got Houston as well, 27-16, Houston Texans. LC, what say you?
So this series, Cardinals lead the series overall 3-2, but the Cardinals have never won in Houston. This has been a home-dominated series. So whoever's been the home team has won. And I think this streak continues because the Texans average 30.5 points per game this year at home. The Cardinals, first in Houston, they average 30.5 points. And Houston is also a 3-1 home record right now against the Texans, against any team in the NFL. CJ Stroud has been pretty good so far, and I think he's going to get lighted up on the scoreboard. I think Arizona got extremely lucky because the Atlanta Falcons, though, for me, they're just rough to watch, though, realistically in general. Arizona is always a tough team to pick against. Thank God the team I don't like picking against, the Falcons, they're on a bye, so I'll have to pick them again. But I think Arthur Smith is definitely on his way to being fired. But that's a situation for another day. But the good thing is I'm going to take the Texans here. I'm going to take the home team. I think that the Texans are the better team here, and I'm definitely not sure who I'm picking, but I'm definitely going to go with the Texans. I think that they're the stronger team overall at home, and I think Arizona's defense will not be able to contain all the weapons. So give me Houston. Final score 34-24. Give me the Texans.
Okay. I think it's time for the next split. But next game on the list, I think we can all agree, is the hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. As
There
it
you
is
go.
the Washington Commanders and the New York Football Giants. This game is in Washington. Commanders are 8.5-point favorites.
They went up to 9.5-point favorites, actually.
Went up to 9.5.
They actually were originally 10-point favorites.
Referee for this game
is going to be Brad Allen.
And on the call, you got Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma on Fox. Lowest ticket price on Game Time. Please sponsor me. $100.
That sounds about right. You mind if I go first on this one?
You don't go right ahead.
Giants lead the series 107-71-5 against Washington. And yes, they've tied 5 times. I know it's a shocker. Giants have won the 8 of their last 13 versus Washington, tied once. Giants have won 4 on the last 5 on the road versus Washington. But one thing that's really going to stand out here is Sam Howell. He is second in the league in passing yards this year, only behind Tua Tagovailoa, which is actually insane. That's Sam Howell having one of the weaker, at one point had one of the worst offensive lines, has really rebounded here. I think he is a good cornerstone to build around. I think Eric Bieniemy is working really well with Sam Howell. I think they got some great young pieces in there. The only thing that would really help them out now is getting better defensive players in the draft, getting younger on defense, and then also improving the offensive line. Losing Brandon Scherff is also a problem as well, but losing Brandon Scherff definitely will be a big thing. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Washington to win this one. The Washington Redskins will win this one, yes, because they're still known as the Washington Redskins. Right. My final score for me is going to be Washington. I'm going to say 20 to 10. Give me Washington. Tommy DeVito, Danny DeVito, whoever DeVito it is, he ain't winning. Let's be honest here.
It's not Danny. He's at Jersey Mike's.
I'll go next. So, I mean, the Giants and Commanders, the Giants have won 2 of the last 3 times they played each other. The only last time they lost to the Commanders was 21, week 18, which we all know the infamous double quarterback sneak by Joe Judge on 2nd down and 3rd down.
That was so bad.
So, it boggles my mind that Washington is favored in this game. So, A Pizzle, sound it.
Wow.
I trust Wink Martindale's defense more than I do Jack Del Rio's defense. Give me the Giants to win this one. This is my upset of the week right here. So give me the Giants to win this one.
Wow. Okay.
I am shocked.
Here's what Tim has to say before I say what I have to say about this one. Tim says, and I quote, "The Giants season ended when Daniel Jones' season ended. 30-16, and the Commanders are his lock of the week."
And this is my stone cold lock of the century. Or the week.
Shocking. All right. Now, here's what I got to say about this one. Let me pull up my notes. Giants versus Commanders. The Giants are an absolute mess right now and appear to have a chance at getting the first overall pick in the draft. Quarterback situation is bad no matter who plays. It's probably going to be Danny DeVito's nephew, Tommy. Sam Howell is getting better by the week for the Commanders. That will be the difference here as Washington gets the job done at home. Give me the Commanders over the Giants, 27-9.
Yeah, this Giants team, I don't know how they're.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. All right, next game on the list. Oh, here we go. As it is the Las Vegas Raiders and the Aqua and the Orange, the Miami Dolphins. This game is at Hard Rock Stadium, a.k.a. The Rock. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Dolphins are 13.5-point favorites.
You're right.
That's what I'm talking about. 13.5. Referee for this game is, please be a good one.
It is going to be. It's not Cleat. You got Bill Vinovich, who was on the call. Yeah, he did not have a good game on Monday night.
Oh, he was
the
referee
and the referee. Bills Broncos referee.
Oh God,
I know.
Yeah. And on the call, we got our good luck charms. We got Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. Every time they've called our game this year, we are undefeated. Our good luck charm. You know the rules. Save me for last. Lowest ticketed price on Game Time is $146.
That's not too bad, actually.
I'm making it short. Lock it in.
Let's
And
go.
this is my stone cold lock of the century. All week.
Did I need to say anything about this game? I got Dolphins in an absolute blowout here. I think the Raiders will score some points in this one, but I got the Dolphins winning this one over the Raiders in Miami. Ends up.
Do we score 70?
I think you score 50.
50. We got a 50. LC, what do you say?
Do I really? I'm gonna join Dashy on this one.
And this is my stone cold lock of the century. All week.
Sorry, Antonio Pierce. You may have had a good run so far, but Dolphins coming off a bye, being pissed off after losing to the Chiefs like that. Expect the Dolphins to put up at least 45 points on you guys. I'm going to say 49-20. Raiders get a couple garbage time touchdowns, but this game is going to be over by halftime, and it'll be fun for at least the kids to see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle put up some big points on there, and then Jalen Waddle doing the Waddle dance all over the end zone. Raiders got no shot. I'm sorry. Sorry, Raider Ben, but the Raiders do not have a shot in hell in being the Dolphins.
That's right, Raider Ben.
Raider Ben, yeah. I'm sorry, Raider Ben. It's not happening. Pure and simply, it's not happening. Dolphins win this one easily.
All right. Tim says, and I quote, off the bye, the fighting fish should have no problem with the Raiders. If the Bills keep shooting themselves in the foot, I see Miami winning the AFC East. He has the Dolphins over the Raiders 40-27. You heard what Tim had to say via text. You heard what Dashy had to say. You heard what LC had to say. Now it's my turn. It's time for me to cook, if you will. So the Dolphins are coming off of the bye. One they hopefully use to get the offense cranked up after looking like absolute ass against the Kansas City Chiefs. In Germany, Guten Tag. The Raiders have won 2 straight with interim head coach Adam Pierce, Antonio Pierce. But this is the spot where the Dolphins get back on the right track with Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle having a good day, and we also have Devin Achane coming back from the running back spot. So they will handle Aiden O'Connell on the other side. Dolphins get the job done 31-14. Fins up, baby. How you like those apples? There we go. And this will be me once we win.
Miami wins the game! Miami wins the game!
Yeah. That's right. Okay. Next game on the list, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the San Francisco 49ers. This game is in Santa Clara. And from what I'm seeing right here, the 49ers are 11.5-point favorites.
You're right again.
Let's go. All right. Referee for this game
is going to be Craig Rolstad.
And calling the game, Joe Davis and Daryl Johnston, a.k.a.
Moose. Sorry, I tried to do a Tommy Tim impression. It did not.
I did the best I could. All right. Let's see what Tim has to say about this one. The 49ers came back from the bye with a convincing win last week. They should have no problem with the Bucs. 33-21. Tim has San Francisco.
What's the lowest ticket price, though, Alex?
Lowest ticket price on Game Time. That's right. San Francisco is $174.
All right, that sounds about right.
$174. So, let's see what we got here. Let's see what my notes have to say. This is a long trip for the Bucs against a team that is coming off an impressive blowout of the Jaguars. Tampa Bay's offense will struggle here against that damn good 49ers defense that has been even better with one Chase Young to the equation. Brock Purdy has a big day. San Francisco gets the big victory that they desperately need. I got the 49ers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-17, and Gladys is happy about that.
I'll let LC go next. Save me for last.
All right, Buccaneers and 49ers. 49ers lead the series 19-7. Tampa Bay is 2-5 in their last 7 games versus the 49ers on the road. And 49ers average 23 points at home versus while Tampa averages 14.4 on the road versus the 49ers. This one should not be close. I think the 49ers will get back on track. Unfortunately, I was hoping for one thing and it didn't happen. Christian McCaffrey did not break the all-time record of touchdowns in the game. He tied it, but he starts a new streak here. Give me the 49ers to win this game convincingly. My final score is going to be 37-21. Give me the 49ers.
Chase Young and Nick Bosa versus Baker Mayfield is what's going to be the difference for me in this game.
Yep.
So we know how much Nick Bosa does not like Baker Mayfield. Ever since that Baker Mayfield planted that flag on Ohio State's midfield.
That's right. He did do that.
And Nick Bosa hated Baker Mayfield ever since. I hated Baker Mayfield ever since. So I got the 49ers winning convincingly in this one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Ooh. Next game. This one should be interesting, as it is the New York Jets, or as we all know them,
goddamn Jets.
Yeah.
Against the Buffalo Bills. This game is in Buffalo, and the Bills are a whole touchdown 7-point favorites.
You're right again.
All right. Referee for this game is...
It is going to be Allen.
Yeah. And you got Jim Nance and Tony Romo on the call.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Lowest ticket price on Game Time is Hundo.
Better than
$100.
Hundo.
$100. I'm gonna go first in this one. Well, actually,
here it is. He's coming up in a little bit, but Russell Wilson may not. Well, we'll talk about that actually in a little bit, though, Patrick. Right. Starting because I think it's starting to look a little worrisome for the Broncos. Worrisome for you. I still know how to do pick'ems. Let me go over my stats and pick'ems, shall we? In Dashy's league, I am the only person in Dashy's league to have over 100 wins.
Yeah, you're leading the second place person by 7 games.
I'm leading by 7 games. I'm leading Steel Sermon's leading in Steel Sermon, aka Max Pick'em Pool. I'm the only 2 people on there to have over 100 points and over 100 wins. And then in my league, I am ahead by 4 games. So I think I know what I'm doing in pick'ems.
I think he knows.
I think I'm doing pick'ems. But then also Russell Wilson cooked against the Bills last week. So I don't know if Patrick Starr. It's starting to come a little bit sussy lately.
Little sauce.
Yeah, I sorry.
Well, it's just a little sus. I'm gonna go first in this one because
I had to quote Hank Schrader on that one.
This is my division. Let's be honest. I'm gonna go first in this one. The Bills have a lot of issues. The Jets have offensive issues. New York beat Buffalo week 1 with a great defensive effort, and it seems to have Josh Allen's number. Let's be honest. Josh Allen leads the league. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Since 2018, Josh Allen leads the NFL in turnovers with 93.
That does not surprise me, especially this season.
Jets are playing consecutive road games. They have little on offense. This one is a toss-up, but at the end of the day, with the way the Bills have been playing, sound the alarm.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets.
Wow.
Call me crazy, but I'm going to go with Gangrene. And the Bills have a losing record for the first time in a long time. They go from 5-5 to 5-6. Give me the goddamn Jets, or as
goddamn Jets.
Get the job done, 27-20.
I was this close to making the Jets my upset.
Oh,
but the Bills fired Ken Dorsey.
they did.
He and Josh Allen were my biggest.
And I can like him again. I can like Ken Dorsey again because he went to Miami. One of the best.
My biggest loser of week 10.
Yep.
But I'm giving the Bills one last chance. I'm gonna pick the Bills here, but if they don't get the job done, I'm done picking them the rest of the season. Give me now launch the Bills. Buffalo all the way this time.
Oh, you want? Oh, hold on.
No, it's the Bills! Buffalo all the way this time!
Because nobody
circles the
wagons.
I got the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. Elsie, what say you?
Oh, man. It's really going to be hard seeing the Bills have to play the Eagles and Chiefs after the Jets. If they have to win a game, it's now. I think they'll get the job done against the Jets because I think the Jets are just that inept on offense, just in general. The Jets in general, you can't even put up more than 12 points against the Raiders. That's embarrassing. Put up only 12 points against the Raiders. Let's just go for the combined score of 13 points in weeks, 13 points, then you had 6 points, and then you had 12 points. That is 31 points in 3 games. Their last 3 games. That's pretty embarrassing when you're playing the Giants, Chargers, and the Raiders, and you only put up 31 combined points. Yeah, that's not going to work here. I'm taking Buffalo to win this game. I think Buffalo turns it around with firing Ken Dorsey is going to be a big thing. For the series, though, Bills lead the series 68-58. Jets are 2-3 in their last 5 road games versus the Bills. They did win overtime, that punt return touchdown, but the Bills have averaged over 20.6 points versus the Jets at home in their last 5. If the Jets can't put up more than 10 in their last 3 games, they're not winning against the Bills. I'm sorry, they're not winning. Give me Buffalo win this one. They get back on track right before next week. Final score, Bills 24, Jets 13. Give me the Bills. And Alex, you know what to do.
Oh, yep.
No, it's the Bills! Buffalo all the way this time!
Nobody circles
Nobody's
the wagons like
the
the Buffalo
Buffalo
Bills.
Now, here's what Tim has to say about this game. We all say that nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, but the wagons are circling against them. 4 turnovers never wins games. He's with me, believe it or not, and he wants me to sound the alarm as well. He's got the Jets 27-21.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm actually surprised on that one.
Shocking. Positively shocking. All right, next game on the list, last 4 o'clock game, as it is the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. This game is in Los Angeles. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Seahawks are 1-point favorites.
You're right.
1-point favorites. Okay. Referee for this game is?
It's thank God it's not the game for later on. It is Carl Sheffers.
And you got Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, and Matt Cold as Ice, Matt Ryan on the call. This game is on CBS.
I'm surprised on CBS for an NFC game, but
all right, let's see what Tim has to say about this one. This one is practically a pick'em. Interesting matchup between Geno Smith and Matthew Stafford, which he is coming back. He's using Yinzer Max philosophy. If it is a pick'em, go with the home team. He's going with the Rams over the Seahawks 23-20.
Alex, we forgot the team game price, though.
Oh, game price, game time. Hold on just a second. My apologies. Los Angeles. Yeah. Scroll down. Rams, $81.
That's surprising. Wow, it's crazy that the Chargers and the last 2 games for Los Angeles have been really cheap, under $100 for both of them.
It's LA.
That's surprising.
Yeah, but it's LA.
Usually they're on the higher end, but still.
You're right. You know what? Since Tim actually made a good point. This is a pick 'em, so guess what? I'm gonna let fate decide this one.
I'm joining you too, Alex.
He's joining me.
We got another one.
So that's it.
3 of us are using our coins for the game. I love it, man. All 3 of us using the coin for the game. I love it.
Let's go. Yeah, because you don't know who's going to win this.
It's a 1-point favorite. See, he's the nice number 1.
Just one.
I got George Washington being the Seahawks and Salt River Bay being the Rams.
I have this is my home. I'm going to go with the gold 100K. I'm going to have that as the Rams, and the AR is the Seahawks. Because why? I don't know why.
JFK is the Seahawks, and American Eagle, Bald Eagle is the Rams. So, who wants to count down?
3, 2, 1. Flip.
Baba Booey. Dashy, who you got?
I got the Rams.
Okay.
Same here. Actually, no, I got the Seahawks, actually. I'm sorry. Seahawks.
All comes down to me. I'm going with the Seahawks as well. Give me Seattle to get the job done 23-20.
My thing is, I think they get revenge against the Rams for that whooping they had last year. Even if Matt Stafford doesn't play and it could end up being Carson Wentz, I still think the Seahawks get the job done. Final score 27-26.
Man, nobody wants to see that.
I got the Rams winning this one because why? Matthew Stafford Rams have never lost to the Seahawks. So I got the Rams winning this one.
They will say about this series, though, the Seahawks do lose the series 27-25, and they're 1-4 in their last 5 road games versus the Rams. Rams average 26 points a game at home versus the Seahawks while they score 19.2. So you got some merit on there. I will say that.
Got something. All right. Next game on the list, Sunday Night Football night, NBC. Check your local listings as it is the Minnesota Vikings and the Denver Broncos. This game is in Denver. And from what I'm seeing right here, the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites.
You're right again.
How you doing? Referee for this game is
Ron Torbert.
Because it is on NBC, you got Al Michaels. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth. I keep thinking Al Michaels is still with NBC, but he's not. He's on Amazon Prime. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on the call. Who you guys got and why for Vikings and Broncos? Let me check up game time real quick. Lowest ticketed price is $159.
This is my worst game in my opinion. This is my hell no game of the week.
Oh, this is your hell no game of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, because
should I play it? Should I play it one more time?
Play it one more time.
Just for hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no. Yeah, to the no. To the no, no, no.
Because I know primetime Josh Dobbs' stats when it comes to primetime. Starts. He's 0-2.
Oh, that's right. He did start that game last year with the Dallas Cowboys. I remember that. He was on the Titans.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
That's what boils down to. Russell Wilson in primetime at home is next to unbeatable. So I got the Broncos winning this one because I think primetime Josh Dobbs shows up once again. Give me the Broncos to win this game. And Russell Wilson will cook up that Vikings defense because he rarely loses to the Vikings at home.
You're right. Yeah, you know something? He's got a point there. This is suddenly a game between two teams that actually, believe it or not, have some playoff hopes, especially the Vikings. Broncos won on Monday night thanks to a big-time defensive showing. Vance Joseph, welcome to Denver, finally. The Vikings have been winning with defense during a 5-game winning streak. That means this will be a low-scoring game, but at the end of the day, I think the Vikings get the job done and find a way to win it late. I got the Vikings over the Broncos 20-17.
I like that.
Kirk Cousins is not on prime time. It's going to be Joshua Dobbs, and he's going to get the job done. The Pastronaut. He's from NASA.
Joshua Dobbs may be 0-2 against in prime time, but I think he gets it right here. The Broncos are a 2.5-point favorite, but the Vikings overall lead this series by 8-7. Vikings are 4-3 in their last 7 games on the Broncos on the road. Vikings are 5-0 in their last 5 games this year, and they average 21.2 points per game on the road versus the Broncos in their history. The Broncos have been cooking lately, winning their last 2 games, beating the Patrick
Cooking,
Mahomes.
you say?
They have been cooking. They beat Patrick Mahomes, and you beat Josh Allen, 2 of the top quarterbacks in the AFC.
So Russell Wilson knows how to cook.
Russell Wilson has been cooking lately. He's been cooking.
Patrick Starr.
Patrick Starr, though, I don't know if you're your claims, man. He's been cooking. If he could get another couple wins, though, he may continue to cook, though. He may be cooking, though, for a little, because the rest of their schedule is not that badly favored. They got the Chargers twice. They got the Raiders. They got the Patriots. They got the Texans, and they got the Browns without Deshaun Watson. They're going to be in competitive. They're going to be a competitive team, and Sean Payton knows what to do with them. So, my opinion, though, I think the Broncos will give the Vikings a close game. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take the Vikings. And yes, don't worry, I'll talk to you about it in a second. But the Vikings will get the job done at the end of the day. Hold on, it's an inside joke. But Vikings get the win. Final score, Vikings will win this game. I'm going to say they will put up more than 21.2 points average. I'm going to say 24 to 24-20. Give me the Minnesota Vikings get the win. This also might be the return of Justin Jefferson.
Could be.
He could be coming back this week. I know they're still trying to get him in, but right now he officially practiced for the first time on a limited basis, the first time practicing that he actually practiced this week. So he is on the verge of returning. And when he comes back, that Vikings offense is unreal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And here's what Tim has to say.
About that.
Broncos scratched and clawed to victory this past Monday night against the Bills. Justin Jefferson is expected to return to the Vikings lineup, but he has Denver takes it in a hard-fought victory in this one. He actually has the Broncos winning this game 24-21. He's got Denver.
Wow, he's at Denver.
And the last game of the list, I think we can all agree that 100%. This is 100% the game of the week, as it is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs in a Super Bowl rematch. This game is in Kansas City, and from what I'm seeing right here, The Chiefs. Wait, hold on. Monday night. There you go. Monday. The Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites.
You're right. And off the way pretty well, though. So you're
referee for this game is
Sean Smith.
And because it is on ABC and ESPN, you got Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call. And there's also
a Manning cast.
Also a Manning cast. Yes.
There is a Manning cast this week, which is awesome.
Might as well lead Tiny Tim's notes first because this game involves someone within this division against
those Philadelphia Chickens. And here's what he has to say, and I quote, "Those Chickens still have the best record in the league, but he sees the Chiefs winning this one at home. In fact, he sees the Chiefs winning this one in overtime. And will there be a Taylor Swift sighting? Don't think so, because I think she's on the tour, but he's got the Chiefs winning in overtime against those Philadelphia Eagles, 38-35. The exact same score as the Super Bowl.
Wow.
What about you guys? Who you guys got and why? Chiefs and
save me for last this one. I'm gonna
I'll go next. So there's what I get about this game. And this might be a difference maker for me. In the past couple of seasons, the Chiefs have struggled against teams who's trying to get back at them for beating them in the previous postseason meeting.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, as I quote this famous saying, the best revenge comes if you beat the team that beat you the previous postseason meeting.
Okay.
And also I know by famous saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles will go into Kansas City and get their revenge on Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think the Eagles will hold a big lead again late in the game. I think that they can hold it this time. But they win by a touchdown. Senator Fetterman.
Senator Romy
are so much better than the Eagles.
Yes, love it. Senator Romy, can't believe he still has a mustache.
Can't beat that. Still can't believe he has a mustache now. Yeah, this is definitely a game of the week. This is a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. They're this February Super Bowl. Chiefs won that one despite an amazing game by that Philadelphia quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who is my starter in fantasy. He hasn't looked healthy this season. The Chiefs defense is playing really good football. I think that will play the defense. That will play the difference here as they slow down that Philadelphia offense. And Patrick Mahomes wins this battle once again. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs to beat those Philadelphia Chickens 34-28. And I'm with Tim in this one. I think this game will go to overtime. 34-28. Give me Kansas City.
Saving me for last. I like it. I love this, man. Thank you for saving me for last for this one to end off the week. This is my game of the week. The Chiefs lead this overall series 6-4. The Eagles are 3-2 of their last 5 road games versus the Chiefs. Eagles average 23.6 points per game on the road versus the Chiefs, while the Chiefs average 22.4 at home. So it's a very close matchup. Jalen squats. That's also another point proven. Thanks to Dennis here. He does squats. The Eagles both these teams are coming off the bye, which will help out both teams in general. The Chiefs are a bit concerning on offense. Their offense has not been clicking like it has in the past few weeks. Sure, you may beat the Chargers 31-17, but realistically, this Chiefs offense really has not impressed me at all this year. You may have had 2 outlier games, which were the Bears and Chargers, but other than that, you haven't put up more than 27 points on offense, which is definitely concerning. The thing is, this game is going to be a tough one. And realistically, if you could barely beat some of the teams that are in the NFC, you lost to the Lions, you barely beat the Vikings. What makes you think you're going to beat Philly? Sound the alarm. Having this as my prime time upset, and I think that the Eagles get the job done and beat Kansas City on the road. The Eagles offense can get the job done, and I think they will get revenge against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs defense may be good, but the Eagles offense will be that much better, and I think that you will see an offensive touchdown by Jason Kelce, like a Philly special kind of play. You will see Jason Kelce get a touchdown in this game.
Bitch, are you for real?
I think that Jason Kelce gets a touchdown in this game. Like one of those fake throws where they fake it off to a receiver, he reports as eligible, and they give him a quick pass and a quick out. I think they have him that for one play.
You for real?
I am 100% for real in this game. I am 100% for real. To make it crazy, man. To make it crazy, while Taylor Swift's in the stands, Travis Kelce's brother scores a touchdown, but Travis Kelce doesn't. Give me the Eagles to win this game. Final score 31-30, and the Eagles win this one off a late Jake Elliott field goal.
Might as well play Ron Simmons.
Damn.
I love it.
I'll do one more before we play Senator Rummy one more time.
Please.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Hey. Then.
And guess.
Oh, wait, cut off Fartley.
Huh?
There's a channel called Hell No. Jason Kelce a touchdown.
Jason.
Yeah,
Jason
the
Kelce
channel's
hell no. To the no, no, no. Here to the no. Here to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
Man.
Eagles and trick plays don't surprise me anymore.
We don't.
And I know what Josh 11 in the chat is thinking to himself right now.
Oh, I know what he's thinking to himself.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Right?
Oh, God. Look another chat.
You for real. And now you have bitch, are you for real?
That's right.
Hey, man, I like going crazy sometimes with these, man.
Love
I
it,
like
man.
man.
That's what makes this show so good.
Oh, it does, man.
Crazy. It's crazy. You never know what's going to come out from the Four Horsemen of Pickens. And that, with that being said, that is it for week number 11 of the Four Horsemen of Pickens. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Everybody in the chat from, let's see who we got. We got Zach. We got Johnster. We got Senator Roman. We got Dennis the Menace. Let's see, Joshua Cook, Inject, Brandon Rogers, Sean, NG2C Network, Joshua Cook, King Leo, Network 98. Steve Harvey was in here for some reason.
Yes, he was in here.
And appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I will be calling the game between the Dolphins and the Raiders this Sunday on my channel.
Will be happy about that.
At 1 o'clock. So hope to see you guys there. Dashy will be there Thursday night.
I'll be live for the Bengals Ravens game tomorrow night at 8:10.
8:10.
There you go. I like
it. Set your notifications for that. I will be in there. Hope to see you guys there as well. Link to his channel will be in the description box down below after this video is over. LC Muscles 28, what you got?
I'll have a video about my trip sometime in the future. Sometime this week, I'm going to try and get a video about my trip. That's what I want to do.
Next,
I do have something planned for Ravens Red Zone if we somehow beat them tomorrow night.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Barely.
He's still alive. All right.
I heard him say the greatest defense of all time. All the
time. Next week, next Wednesday night, We're going to have a little reunion because I can have confirmation that myself, Elsie Muscle 28, Tiny Tim, and Yinzer Mac, the 4 Horsemen, will be reuniting next Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there for that one. So, for Elsie Muscles 28, for Tiny Tim, for Yinzer Mac, and for Dashy, hey Pizzle, saying peace out and fins up. Baby! See you guys next week.
Who dey? Let's beat the Ravens and give them a reality check.
Here we go.
And push the button. See ya!